Hello and welcome back to the channel. Y'all know, if you have watched the channel for any amount of time, that I am an away travel girl. I have all of the away products. This is the Away Everywhere bag. That is the one that is the closest to the Monos Metro Duffel that I'm going to show you. Both are marketed as personal items. Both should fit under the seat in front of you. If you have not already seen my Away Everywhere bag review, I will put a link to that above so you can go and watch this. This bag is very well used and extremely well loved. I've had it for a couple of years now. It's been on many trips. I travel, just for frame of reference, especially if you're new, about once a month. And so the quality of my travel kit is so important to me. I cannot tell you. The Monos bag kept kind of coming across my radar. A bunch of you asked me to compare the two, so that's what we're going to do today. And the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that I find nothing wrong with the Away Everywhere bag. In fact, it has performed so well for me. I would buy it again in a heartbeat if I didn't already own it in two different colors. But as someone who reviews travel gear frequently for my channel, and because a lot of you reached out, and actually when I do my research on my analytics, it told me that a lot of you found my review of this bag because you were looking for a comparison of the two. So I was like, you know what? Not only let's give the people what they want, but also I was really curious about this Monos bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is insert footage of me opening the bag. I do love that it comes with a dust cover. The first thing that kind of shocked me though is how big it is. So much so that I went and looked up the specifications just to make sure that it really was sized appropriately to go underneath the seat in front of you. Because really, you guys, I was not sure. It looked a little big for that. And I'm still not sure, if I'm going to be honest. I have a trip coming up in a little over a week. I'm going to take this bag. So when I get back from that trip, I promise I will do a follow-up. It might end up being like in more of a daily vlog format, but I'll make sure and label it so it's obvious what it is. And then I'll come back here and I will put a link to it down in the description box. But I'm gonna take it on a trip. So it's kind of a long flight that I'm going on. So we're going to talk about the features of this bag before we get into comparing the two. So when I first opened it, I really love the style. I really love the color. Like, I love the color a lot. It's this really pretty blue. This bag comes in either this vinyl, which is waterproof, or weather resistant, I think they call it. I think the vegan leather is as well. And also in vegan leather, it was $210 for me, and I think I had a discount code in there, but it's around $200-ish. For all intents and purposes, the bags are priced almost exactly the same. Now, when you first open it, you'll notice that it's got your regular duffel shape, but then you've got this little guy right here. Now, they used to have a different way that this clipped on, and they just changed it. And when I first opened it, I had a little bit of trouble, but you just pull that little thing on the bottom and it releases it and it comes out like this. Now, the older version of this bag, and you may, especially if you're looking for Monos Metro Duffel reviews, you may have already seen that, used to have like these weird black dots here and it would clip on. They did away with that. So you could use this bag without that outside pocket at all. But this is kind of nice because you guys know how I feel about having easy access to the things that I'll need in flight, especially because I do a lot of long haul travel. So this bag is the basic one that comes with it. You can also order a tech bag that has a little bit different configuration. I think there might be one other type of bag. But when you open it up inside, you can see that you've got a clear vinyl pocket there that, like, if you had anything that were liquids, you could put that in there. And then you've got a couple of different kind of things that will, I guess, for cords or chargers, just to keep things organized. And you've got one of those little key rings right here, which is really nice. And yeah, and then the inside is just open. How I would probably use this, honestly, would be as my cabin bag. Instead of using the crossbody or the waist pack that I usually use, I might just do this, because even if this is under the seat in front of me, this would still be really easy to access. This is where I would put my AirPods, my AirFly, so that I can use the in-flight entertainment, whatever I might need, like my lotion, lip balm, things like that would all go in here. So that just attaches right to the outside. Now this pocket here can either be a pocket, or how I would probably exclusively use it is it has a zipper and you unzip the bottom, and this is your trolley sleeve. Okay, so this is what's gonna go over the handle of your luggage. I did try it out with my Away Bigger carry-on. Works perfectly like a dream, no worries. Now I haven't used it yet fully stuffed, so we'd have to, play with it a little bit there. Then on this side of the bag, you just have a pocket, which is really nice. This is all the specs and information from Monos. And I like that. I like that this pocket is nice and big on the outside. You've also got really nice D-rings here for the crossbody strap, which comes with, and I would probably never ever use, but you can have that available if you want it. In the inside of the bag, what you have is a 15-inch laptop sleeve. I actually own a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and it did fit, but I had to kind of wedge it in a little bit. So if you have the big MacBook Pro, the one that just came out, just be aware it might be a little bit tight. Then you've got two magnetic little pockets on either side. I would probably use one for my water bottle and one for my glasses. And then you've got a zipper compartment, and then that's it. That's the interior of the bag. Now, I had watched a ton of online reviews. So if you're watching this and you're like,
is this ridiculous that I watch so many online reviews of a bag?
Well, if it is, then I too am ridiculous, because I probably watched 15 reviews. And one of the comments that I heard over and over again was people were slightly annoyed by the fact that the lining is not attached. So when you go to pull things out of the bag, sometimes the lining will come with it. I get why that could be annoying. The other thing that I don't love is how dark the interior is, because it is easy to just lose things inside the bag. And who wants to be pulling out the flashlight on their phone to be able to see inside their own bag? That feels a little weird. So that's the basics. It's cute, really, really cute. The handles feel very sturdy. You've also got this little snappy thing here so you can attach the handles together, so it's a little bit easier to carry and the handles won't flop around. It's a little heavy. So now I'm going to get into the differences between the two bags. That was the the second thing I noticed. The first thing I noticed is it seemed a little big for me to be a personal item, although the measurements say that it will fit. I looked online, all the people online say that it will fit, so more on that. But the other thing is it is heavier than the Away bag, and I looked up the specs and it is about a half a pound heavier, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you are rolling a bag through a very large airport like Atlanta, where I live, or an international airport, even a half a pound makes a big difference. So I am a little concerned about the weight of the bag, especially when it's filled. I don't think I would fill this to capacity. I think it would just be too big, too unwieldy, and it wouldn't be as comfortable. So when I hold the two bags, now this is the small everywhere bag for comparison. And it's not actually called the small, it's just called the everywhere bag on the Away Travel website. But when you hold them side by side, and I'll take a picture as well, you can kind of see that although they're it's just bigger. There's just no getting around it. It's just a bigger bag. And I know some people will be like, oh, well, that's great that it's a bigger bag. You can carry more stuff. Yes, but I have to think about the fatigue on my arms, the weight of that suitcase as I'm pushing it through, and bigger for me with that personal item is not necessarily better. So I'm concerned that when this is fully stuffed, it will be a little bit heavy for me, and I'm not sure that I'm going to love that. And keep in mind, that's how much bigger it looks, and that's not even with this exterior pocket on. So for frame of reference, let's go ahead and attach that back on. This is a good practice anyway, because I can see how easy is it. Now, one thing I do love about the way that this mechanism is on here, hold please, I should be able to just snap it in. Is that right? This is real-time user. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it just snaps. The other good thing about the fact that it snaps on there is nobody could just pull it off, which is good. But that is just one more thing that's going to stick out. So if you add that to the mix, it's really a lot bigger than the away bag. So that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. That just depends on you, how you travel, what you want to use it for. I was shocked at the size difference. Let's look real quick at the comparison of the other features. They both have a laptop sleeve that will fit your laptop. Again, I'm not going to go into huge detail with the away bag. Oops, let me take some stuff out of here. Proof that it's very well used. Although I will say that the away bag has a little bit more organization inside the bag itself. You have a few more pockets, a few more zippers, and the lining is actually attached. So you don't have to worry about the lining coming out, and the lining is gray, which I really love. The other difference is you have 2 pockets, whereas with the Monos bag, your laptop sleeve and everything are all in the main compartment. With the away everywhere bag, you have this compartment with a mask and some band-aids in it, if you're me. I'll pull those out. You have this compartment that is just for your laptop, and then you have this compartment for everything else. I prefer that to having it all in one space. I find it's just a little bit more convenient. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something of note. Keep in mind the bags are very similarly priced, so it isn't like one is way more expensive. I think it really just comes down to how you're going to use it and the colors and the size and all of those kinds of things. So the other big difference is the way that it opens. Now, some of you will remember when if you're me, not everybody is this big of a nerd about personal items and travel and luggage and all that, but the away everywhere bag, the old version, opened very much like the Monos Metro Duffel. It just had a regular opening. The new one has more of this clamshell opening, okay? So when you open the bag, the zipper actually goes all the way down, and you can really open it up to see things. Now, it's a little tricky when you pack it, because obviously you have to be mindful that as you're packing it up, you can still zip it closed. But when it comes to finding things, when you get to your destination, look how big that opens up. I mean, you can just get inside and see everything. Whereas the Monos bag only opens like that. So you're definitely going to do a little bit more digging around to find what you need. As far as durability, I really feel like in this category, having not used it, granted, the Monos fabric feels a little sturdier and a little more water resistant. Now, I have no doubt that that contributes to the fact that this is a little bit heavier, okay? The fabric is a little, not flimsier. It's very, very good fabric, but it's not quite as thick and durable feeling as the Monos Metro Duffel. So I think, again, that's going to just come down to personal taste and what you like. I'm trying to think, are there other big differences? The drop on the handles, I was able to put both handles over my shoulder really easily. That was the big issue I had with the original Everywhere bag, is it did not fit over my shoulder comfortably. And in this case, both bags will fit over my shoulder. So they are honestly, as far as functionality, almost exactly the same, but there are just the few subtle differences. Now, some of you are going to say that maybe you like the style on this a little better. You've got the different contrasting fabric here. You've got the vegan leather on the handles and the fabric there, and this one has the vegan leather for the whole handle. The warranties are slightly different. I will have to double check, because I know that Away does not guarantee the Everywhere bag for life like it does their suitcases, but I know that the Monos bag is either 2 or 3 years. So I will put the warranty information down at the bottom, because to me that is a big deal, especially if you travel as much as I do. I want to know that they're going to stand by the products. So the other thing was shipping speed. Away Travel is ridiculously fast with their shipping, and it doesn't just seem to be in big cities. I have a friend that lives in Vermont. She got her bag in 2 days. So they tend to just do a really good job with that. The Monos bag took well over, I think it almost took 10 days to get to my house. So if you're in a hurry, I would say that the Away Travel bag is the one that you want to go with. Now, I'm actually excited to put this bag in action. I want to see if I like this outside pouch for accessibility. Does it save me some space inside the bag? Does it make it a little bit easier to get into things? I will probably also put in here my boarding pass and my identification. Again, just because as I'm going through the airport, it would be super easy to access. I kind of love that. I like the way the trolley sleeve is. I love this bigger exterior pocket, and I really, really love the color. So, yeah, is there one for me that is like the clear winner, especially since the prices are the same? Probably not. Having said that, unless I really, really love it, the fact that this one is a little bigger means I will probably end up going back with my trusty everywhere bag. I might even get it in a different color when I get back from this trip. So some of you are like, wait a minute, if you're going to use it and you're not going to keep it, what are you going to do with it? I haven't decided yet. I will probably sell it on Poshmark because I'm not going to return something that I've used. So if I do that, when I kind of go over my review when I get back from Mexico, I will definitely post my Poshmark page so you guys can go and check it out if you're interested, because you will have known exactly where it went and that it only went on one trip. But the other thing might happen too, right? I might get back from the trip and decide that this is actually my new favorite bag, in which case I will not be selling it on Poshmark. So we will see what happens. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I wish that you would. I pay my own money for everything I purchase when I do reviews. So if you would be so kind as to make sure that you do subscribe, and if you would join us over on Patreon, that would be really, really helpful. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're finding joy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.